channel, and today we're headed up into the high country. It's Saturday the 24th of May, and we're gonna do a trail report today on Argentine Pass. It's overcast today and kind of gloomy and a little chilly actually. We're gonna go up and take a look at the snow conditions on Argentine, the Front Range, and we're gonna see if how high we can actually get up there. So stay tuned, folks. We're going up. We're in Georgetown right here, and then we just got to go up through some switchbacks up there, and we'll be starting the trail. Stand by, folks. We got sun today for the time being. Creek now, and this creek is a good indicator of the amount of melting that's going on. It's not super high right now, even though yesterday was like 84 in the city, but it's a good indicator of the snowpack and how it's melting. Sometimes it's just like a raging river through here when it warms up here, probably in early to mid-June, but there's not a heck of a lot of snow melt right now. So you can actually see it's been pretty chilly up here, especially last night. Just look at the ice on that tree limb there. And that's from last night, because that'll melt today. So, you know, it's still cold up here, obviously, for May 24th. Beautiful little stream right here. Now we're starting to run into a bit of snow up here, and this is where we usually start running into snow. All right, so this is where usually the first snow starts, and you can see some rigs came through already, so it's not going to be too bad. You know, this is kind of really exactly what it looked like 2 years ago, except I was breaking trail through here. Hasn't been a lot of melting going on up here recently, because this is way down, and this is usually like later in the year. This becomes like sometimes a raging river. I've crossed this before where it's like 4 feet deep, so there's definitely not a lot of melting going on up higher. We've been busting through the snow up here. It looks very similar to most years, and you can see the tracks, but we are staying the trail. Get this out of the trail here, but we are staying the trail. You know, we got a couple tires on this side. We got lockers, and we're just creeping up through here. There's a couple areas that were pretty deep. I had to make a couple running starts, but as it looks now, it almost pretty much looks like it did last year up here, and the year before, maybe a little less snow. I actually thought there'd be a lot less snow, but there was tracks down lower, and then now I'm breaking trail, so we'll see what we can do. Keep going. We might have to winch. I've already had to shovel a little bit, but we're gonna keep going up and see what's going on. From here we can take a spur trail up to the upper trail, and then keep going up on Argentine and see what we can do. We're gonna check out stuck. I gotta do a winch pull. Got high centered in there. Probably just winch kind of over this way, and I'll get out of here pretty quick. Powder, folks. It was the tripod fell over, but we did get through, and it was hung up here on the differentials, in the front differential on the back, because like I say, it's this crust right here. See, and it froze up last night, but this crust is hard, but underneath, like I say, is this, it's a lot softer and melted. So we did get through, and now we're heading up higher. We got a clear area here, and we got a crossing. We just winched off this tree right here. He's got a tree saver and a soft shackle. We're heading up. That's it, folks. I don't want to go beyond this. It just looks like it just gets worse and worse. I already did one winch pull. I don't want to spend all day winching. We're basically at 10,400 feet. We might be able to get through a couple of these, but it's getting pretty deep. I want to head to the upper trail now, Argentine. I think I could get through this, but I don't know how it would be beyond it. Usually this section's really bad. We're going to drop back down our tracks, head up Argentine right now to scout conditions. Stand by, folks. Just off the trail here, and we're just taking a little break here, going to eat some food, have a drink. And I just gathered up all this garbage, and I hate to see this up here. We got all this plastic and stuff, and then somebody has a terminal here, and then there's a couple cans around here. I mean, some of this is older, but one thing is we got a little trail loot, because here's a shrink wrap that they were using, but there's nothing wrong with it. So it's literally I'm going to keep this shrink wrap. That's trail loot. But a lot of people, they drop a lot of stuff on trails, and just by walking around, you can find so much stuff. And here's a good example. This knife right here, I found this on a trail last year. This is like a $200 knife right here, retail, and it works absolutely perfect. So, hey, keep dropping the knives and whatever else you got that's worth anything. Because I scan the trails for garbage, I pick them up, and then I find all kind of trail loot. Yeah, this is what we're running into now more and more, and somebody's broke trail through here, but I mean, I feel like when the trail they broke ends, which it looks like it's right up here, it's going to be a wrap. Because what you don't want to do is slide off, and then you're down in there somewhere or whatever. I mean, we got a winch and all, but it looks like it's not going to go up much above here, but we are still trying to crawl up. But like I say, when these tracks end, it's going to be really deep and gnarly, and the snow's really just not that good today for just trying to get through deep snow and stuff. Another thing is, like I say, I'm not going over the edge here, so we'll see what we can do. Hey folks, we ain't going no further. Goes up around this bend, and then basically just turns into totally untracked snow. A couple motorcycle riders went up, they say a couple hundred feet beyond this, and that's it. So this is the end of the trail. 10,800 feet is what it shows right here. We're at 10,800, but yeah, this just goes along here. It's a shelf road, and it loads in the snow. So there's May 24th. That's as far as we can really go for Argentine and Mount McKellen. Both trails go to over 13,000. They usually don't open till first week in July. But what I'm really seeing is the snow is maybe a little bit less, but it's actually quite a bit up here. It's kind of surprising, because they've been saying there was a lot less snow this year, and I know lower down there definitely was. So, but up here it was still a pretty good storm. Like a nice drink after a day on the trails when you get back. pour you a nice little drink right here. Enjoy the memories of the day. Look at some videos. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Huh, Kitty? Kitty had to sit this one out today because basically we were doing winching and videoing, and you know we couldn't have walked the kitty around. Yeah. But after thinking about today, and I did a little bit of hiking around and checked the snow. I've been going up on this trail for like 5 years. Spent a lot of time up there, and what I've been able to determine is that these higher altitude trails, 10, 11, 12, 13,000 feet. This goes to 13,000 feet in 2 areas. Those higher trails, they get huge storms, but they get a lot of wind, and that wind just blows the snow all over the place, deposits it in areas, and basically, like, regardless if it's a low snow year, you're still probably not going to get to the higher altitudes until like early July. Maybe late June, but that trail usually opens up the first week of July. So, I mean, it looks about the same as last year. It was maybe a little less, but if the temperatures stay down, then it's going to take longer to open. If we just jump up in the 80s and the 90s in the Denver area, then basically up there is usually probably in the 70s, maybe 75. It's going to melt quicker, but as it is now, it's basically a little less snow than last year, but not that much less. And you know, that whole area is probably like that. But I was able to look up higher in a few areas, and it looked like there was a lot of snow up there, and there's a big storm coming in tonight, and more than likely it's going to snow up there higher up on those trails. So that's basically the report for the Front Range, and appreciate any subscribing, comments, and likes, and like to try to do another one of these in a couple weeks, and keep you updated on the Front Range. So appreciate it.